All right, guys, how's it going? So before I get into this video, there's a couple of things I want to mention to you very quickly. One, I'll be live on here today, Saturday morning at 11 a.m. UK time for an hour or two. All right, so if it's around that time, please do come along and say hello to me. Secondly, it's my birthday today. I'm 51. Can you believe it? 50 fucking one. I was about 23 when I started Cop Talk, man. It's insane. So I just wanted to thank those of you that have sent me messages, left comments, wishing me happy birthday and things like that. I will get back to you. Just takes a bit of time because there's so many messages and that. All right. So, yeah, and especially those of you that bought me a beer. Yeah, because I'm going out for a beer today, obviously. The football's back as well. I'll talk about all that in my morning briefing, okay, on my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldham, the link of which is in the video description. So, for those of you that have... for those of you that know how the exclusives series work, there is a pinned comment with a timestamp on, so you can skip this intro. If you're new to the channel, let me just tell you how this works. I'm going to review an exclusive. I'm going to go over it with you, see if it really is exclusive. I can't read the entire article out to you. You're not allowed to do that. But you can summarize it. You can review it, sort of thing, break it down. So I will leave out what's called filler, like obvious bits. You know, if they're talking about a player where it explains who that player is, if he plays for Liverpool, you obviously know how many goals he scored or whatnot, right? Or some of transfer business. We'll leave all that stuff out and we'll focus on the exclusive content that's within the article. Now, the other thing I will say is if you ever visit a website and you're not really sure whether you can trust it or not, is this a credible website? Always judge it by the amount of advertising, right? I've been in this game now for almost 30 years. And what I've learned over them years is the more ads means the more bullshit, all right? Because that's the incentive to drive you there. If they don't have many adverts, what's the point? What's in it for them, right? Okay, so that's a good way of working things out. Now, one more thing. When I've finished talking to you and giving my opinion on the exclusive, I will then read out Dave's analysis. Dave is my AI assistant. I've been training him for about a year now to analyse football news articles, the journalists that publish them, and the websites and newspapers that push them on us. And he has a log of every outlet and every journalist that come up on my channel, so we can see what they've previously said, we can compare, we can look for changes, repetition and stuff like that. All right, guys, so let's go. So today's exclusive is as follows, right? Exclusive. Adam Wharton prefers Liverpool move. Now, this is on the website davoccop.com, and here you are. Here's the exclusive if you want to Google it. And you can see if I am really reading out what's in here. As you can see, there's a few adverts that's already, messing around with my user experience. So there's quite a few adverts. And the big white gaps is where an advert will appear in a moment. But that gives you an idea of the sort of advertising that's on the website. What I can tell you about Dave O.C. Cop's website, I think the person behind it comes across as a nice person and stuff, on social media. But there is, without a doubt, a huge commercial element behind it in terms of, I see more tweets. To be honest, it feels like I see more tweets about, buy the new kit here with an affiliate link and stuff like that. But they've got to do what they've got to do. It's relevant because, you have to say to yourself, is this really a news site or is it just trying to get as much interest as possible, right? Okay. So we will go into the exclusive, see what Dave O.C. Cop has got to say. This was published on the 12th of September, so I assume last night. And like I say, exclusive, Adam Wharton prefers Liverpool move. The opening paragraph is davoccop.com can reveal Adam Wharton at this stage, I know that's going to come up in Dave's analysis, at this stage appears to prefer a move to Liverpool over other suitors. Now, the headline says Adam Wharton prefers Liverpool move. It's a statement of fact. But the opening paragraph already says, well, appears to. I don't want appear. I want, if you're going to give me an exclusive, tell me what is happening, what's happened. You know what I mean? I don't want to know, coulds, maybes, ifs, buts, stuff like that. So let's move on. We'll try and get through these adverts. It talks about the summer transfer window has already come and gone. Blah, 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 blah. Arne Slot repeatedly telling the media that he is more than happy with all the Liverpool incomings made over the summer. But the Dutchman has also suggested it was a pity the club did not manage to secure Mark Guéhi. Now, again, what's this got to do, with the exclusive? We're a couple of paragraphs in. It's got nothing to do with Wharton. So this is kind of just padding the article out, if you like. But it does lead on from the centre-back position and says another area that needs to be future-proofed is the number 6 position. Goes on to talk about the displays of Ryan Gravenberg. Also, past interests in Martin Zubimendi last year. Slot clearly sees Endo as a squad player and does not appear to trust him. And with some perceived strengthening left still to do, Dave O'Seacop can reveal that the Anfield Club has a serious interest in Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton. Not interest, not a little bit, not maybe, if not, serious bits, right? Emphasis here, serious interest in Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton. And it says here, the Crystal Palace number 6 is understood to favour a move to Anfield over other suitors. It also says Real Madrid is keeping an eye on Wharton according to Spanish reports. I check the Spanish football dailies every day of the week for you, and I haven't missed one for what must be the last year now. And I can tell you that Adam Wharton has been mentioned with Real Madrid once in one of the Madrid-based newspapers. I can't remember if it was AS or Marco. I discussed it on here, and he was actually front page as well. The front page was dedicated to him. A reporter, not reports as plural, which obviously gives more, makes it sound more serious. Or if there's reports, it must be really, really serious, which is backing up my article kind of thing, right? Or their article, as the, and when I say my article, I don't mean mine, but as the author of the article. A transfer fee is expected to be in excess of 60 million, including add-ons. He could move to Liverpool, could move to Liverpool as soon as January, depending on how Liverpool approaches the winter window. Talks about what his game, how he stamped his authority in South London. Talks about his appearances. Started every single game for Palace this season. His pathway to the senior England squad has been just as rapid. Blah, blah, blah. And it just concludes to say, though yet to score for his country, his inclusion in Gareth Southgate's 26-man squad for the Euros, even if unused, shows just how highly he's rated. So that is basically the article in question. I'm not really sure I saw anything exclusive in there. The exclusive, I thought that the headline was, what was the headline? Sorry, I'd already forgotten it. Adam Wharton prefers Liverpool move, but I don't really see anything in that article to back that up, we understand, whatever, do you know what I mean? So it's a bit weak to me. So let's see what Dave, my AI assistant, has to say. Dave's analysis of exclusive. Adam Wharton prefers Liverpool move. The website, he says. Dave O'Seacop is a Liverpool-focused content outlet that publishes a high volume of so-called exclusives, often without named sources, quotes, or verified details. The writing tends to lean on vague phrases like can reveal, understood to, and serious interest, rather than solid journalistic sourcing. It frequently recycles stories across multiple days by tweaking figures, changing structures, or reframing speculative claims to keep the headlines rolling. The approach is clearly designed to generate traffic, with an ad-heavy website layout and frequent use of SEO-friendly headlines that attract search clicks, especially around big-name transfer targets. It positions itself as a news source, but often behaves more like a content farm, reacting to rumours, repeating partial info from mainstream outlets, sometimes without attribution, and padding out articles with filler like player bios or emotional framing. While it's technically not fake news, it lives in the grey zone between opinion-based fan content and actual journalism, and it does very little to separate the two. Now, looking at the actual article itself, that's Dave explaining to you what he thinks of the outlet, which I have never, I can swear on my grandson's life, I have never influenced Dave, say this about that website. I literally said this morning, how would you describe that website to my viewers? So one, the core exclusive claim, the preference, right? Let's not sugarcoat it, says Dave. The entire exclusive hinges on this line. Adam Wharton, at this stage, appears to prefer a move to Liverpool FC over other suitors. Let's break that down. At this stage equals get out clause, and you know I always say that to you guys, is look for the get out clauses. At this stage is a get out clause, because when you pull them up for it several months later, they go, no, we said at that stage, appears to prefer, no source, no quote, just vibes, no indication of how they know this, agent league, club contact, tea leaves, no mention of who the other suitors even are, apart from a vague throwaway about Real Madrid, which we'll get to. This isn't an exclusive, it's a soft opinion dressed as a scoop. You could literally make this claim about any young English player right now and slap a headline on it. 2, the Real Madrid mention, the token boost. Real Madrid is also keeping a key eye on Wharton, according to Spanish reports. Which reports? Who wrote them? When were they published? There was one report, not multiple reports about Wharton being looked at recently, but since then it's been quiet. This reference is just vague Spanish reports as a way to inflate the article's credibility. And what I will say to you here is, you could say, well, how does Dave know, about the Wharton's, the Spain report, right? That's because I use Dave every day when I review the Spanish football dailies to translate those articles. So I'll get the whole article and I will paste it in, and his customs instructions is to translate any Spanish articles, use football terminology when there's double meanings for words in translation and things like that. So from his memory, he is aware of that, and he's got a better memory than me. Trust me, he'll know who it's published by. The £60 million fee pulled from thin air. Any transfer fee is expected to be in excess of £60 million, including add-ons. Expected by whom? There's no attribution, no breakdown, no justification for the valuation. Not even sources believe or the club's asking price is. This reads more like a guess based on market trends than any actual reporting. Timeline claims another get out. Could make the move to Liverpool as soon as January. This is speculative at best, and even then it's qualified with depending on how Liverpool approaches the winter window. So it might happen, but only if the club decides to try. That's the case with literally every potential transfer. It says nothing. It's a safety net sentence. Fluff, stats and filler. The rest of the article turns into a Wikipedia-style career recap. How many games he's played, what shirt number he wears, when he debuted for England, his transfer fee from Blackburn, Community Shield appearances, Euros call-up. This adds no value to the exclusive, and it is there purely to pad word count and give the illusion of substance. 0 original quotes or sources. Not a single direct quote, not even a fake. Sources close to the player line. No attempt to provide transparency on where the info is coming from. Everything is dressed in vague phrases like can reveal, is understood to favour, there is serious interest. This is classic blogger bingo. All the magic words, none of the receipts. Dave's final verdict. This exclusive is nothing more than a dressed-up opinion piece with speculative transfer buzzwords sprinkled in. It's the same tactic used across all recent Dave O'Seacop exclusives. No name sources, no quotes, vague emotional phrasing, unverifiable interest and preference language, Real Madrid name drop for drama, massive transfer fee chucked in without justification. In reality, this is pure SEO bait. That means search engine optimization. Designed to hit trending keywords such as Wharton, Liverpool, Real Madrid, January transfers, etc. And drive ad revenue, not great news. Player might want to join Liverpool if the club wants him and Madrid don't get there first. No quotes, no sources, no substance, just a few magic phrases and a Wikipedia copy-paste job to top it off. And that, my friend, concludes the analysis of that exclusive. Now, what do you think? Do you think Dave was being fair there? Is he being unreasonable? What do you think? Did you get any exclusive information from there? Talented player linked with Liverpool before, has been linked with Real Madrid. Who wouldn't favour a move to Liverpool if you were playing in the Premier League and you had a chance to move to another Premier League club? Yeah. So what I find, with these exclusives is that there are always things that you can't, pull someone up and go, that's just complete nonsense, because it's plausible that Liverpool could move for that player. And what happens is if it doesn't happen, They've got the get out, right? The get out, oh, it was at that stage, but obviously something's changed, you know, football, things change, yeah? But if they are signed a year down the line or next year, they dig out their previous claims and go, see, we told you, we knew what was fucking going on. So they always do exclusives with things that you and I could come up with ourselves. If they don't, fuck me, I would love to sit here with an exclusive and say to you, fuck me, guys, this outlet is running this exclusive saying this will happen then, this has happened then, and this is what looks like it's going to happen. You know, about something that we're like, oh, fucking hell, didn't see that coming. How often do we do that on here with the exclusives? Never. All right, I'm going to leave it with you. I hope you enjoyed this exclusive. Please leave a comment. Please thumbs up the video if you enjoyed the video. Much appreciated. Leave me a comment about what you think about the player, even if you're not interested in the exclusive article. And if you want to get me a beer or a coffee, it's my birthday, look. He said it must be my birthday because there's a birthday card there, look. All right. Yeah, if you want to get me a beer or a coffee for my birthday, there's a love out under the video. It's called a super thanks. I am super and I deserve a thanks. Just saying. Anyone that does that, I always give them a shout out on my morning briefings on my other YouTube channel. The link is in the video description. It will pop up on the screen in a minute as well. And if you don't see the love out, don't think you can get out of it because there's links in the video description that also work. That's right. Yeah, that's it, guys. Cool. All right, I'll leave it with you, and hopefully we will speak real soon. By the way, I did check all the Spanish football dailies today. There was nothing in them regarding Canate and Real Madrid.